and welcome to Sports News. I'm Rukma. Let's begin by taking a look at the top sports stories we're tracking at this hour. Indian team lands in Abu Dhabi for 6th Nation Asia Cup. Rohit Sharma-led team start favourites in the 2018 edition with Pakistan in the same group. Ramkumar Ramanathan begins India's campaign in the Davis Cup World Group Playoffs tie against Serbia. India contesting its 5th consecutive playoff with a spot in the World Groups up for grabs for the winner. Vijay Veer Sidhu bags another goal for juniors. Gurpreet Singh adds senior silver in the ISSF World Shooting Championship. India end campaign in the 3rd spot with 27 medals. Manchester City follow in United's footsteps by breaking through £500 million revenue barrier. Also announced £10.4 million profit in latest financial report. And now for our top story. The 2018 Asia Cup is just a day away, and before the Indian team starts its campaign against Hong Kong on September 18th, the likes of MS Dhoni, skipper Rohit Sharma and others arrived in Dubai on Thursday. Earlier, all-rounder Kedar Jadhav, who is making a return into the team after a long injury absence, had shared a picture of the team's departure from the airport. The BCCI had earlier revealed that not all the players will be going to Dubai in one batch, while the 2018 Asia Cup remains the only multi-team tournament before the ICC World Cup in 2019. The Indian team would want to know their Asian opponents well, especially Pakistan, who handed a shock defeat to them in the final of the 2017 ICC Champions Trophy. After opening their campaign against Hong Kong on September 18th, the Indian team faces arch rivals Pakistan the very next day. Considering the scheduling, there could be multiple changes in the teams for India's first 2 games. While Virat Kohli's absence remains one of the biggest challenges to overcome, it remains to be seen how the men in blue play under the leadership of Rohit Sharma, while MS Dhoni remains the guiding force behind the stumps, just as he has been for Kohli. The Asia Cup begins on Saturday in the United Arab Emirates. The 2018 tournament will be the 14th edition of the Asia Cup. UAE will host the tournament for the 3rd time. So what is so great about the Asia Cup? Do you know how the tournament works? How many teams are participating in the 50-over tournament? We've got you all the details in this report.
Goodwill is the essence of Asia Cup, as it was founded to further goodwill between Asian countries. The concept was to let sports become a reason for connectivity, as a couple of Asian cricket-playing nations had nursed animosity in their respective political spheres. The introduction of UAE as a common and friendly venue for making India and Pakistan play cricket was an instant success. How many teams are participating in the 50-over tournament? 6 teams are vying for the title. Group A, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Group B, Hong Kong, India and Pakistan. What are the venues? The Dubai International Stadium in Dubai and the Zayed Cricket Stadium in Abu Dhabi will be the venues for the tournament that runs from 15 to 28 September. Asia Cup 2018 date and time. The tournament will start on September 15th. In the opening match of the tournament, Sri Lanka will take on Bangladesh at the Dubai International Stadium. India will begin its campaign against Hong Kong on September 18th at the same venue. The final of the tournament will be played on the 28th of September. All matches will start at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time. What is the format like? There will be a total of 12 matches played across 2 venues in UAE, culminating in the final at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium on September 28th. In the first stage, the 6 teams are divided into 2 groups, A and B, with the 3 teams from each group playing the others in the Group 1s. The top 2 teams from each group will then progress to the Super 4, where they will face off all other teams once. From there, the top 2 teams play each other in the final. The first Asia Cup was held in 1984. The most successful winning team is India, which has bagged 6 titles to date. So who will be the new Asia Cup champion of 2018? Sports Desk, GD News.
Well, the Asia Cup begins on the 15th of September, the big tournament of this season. Joining us in the studios is Neeru Bhatia, senior journalist, to discuss more. Well, a very warm welcome to you, Neeru. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, first of all, how would you say India is ready for the tournament?
I don't think there should be an issue at all, regardless of what has happened in England with the Test series. We have a fresh pair, batch of one-day specialists which have gone from there. Led by wicketkeeper, the seasoned, the veteran MS Dhoni. You have, Kuldeep Yadav, who was sent back after the first two Test matches. You have specialist bowlers going in. I think, and Rohit Sharma, of course, who's leading the team, because as everybody knows, Rohit in the one-day format or the shorter formats is absolutely devastating once he gets into form, and given the conditions that are they are going to face in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, it's not going to be an unfamiliar condition to acclimatize to, I presume.
Right, but when we look at the format and when we think about the contenders, what would you say? Does it make the possibility of India and Pakistan meeting close to 3 times in one tournament again a possibility?
Quite possible, yes, that's a tantalizing possibility. They are arch rivals, both the neighbors. But having said that, one cannot discount Bangladesh and one cannot discount Afghanistan in the shorter formats, specifically, because Bangladesh, the Tigers are extremely dangerous side. They can upset any big side, and they are a well-established one-day side now. So let's not take everything so easy, and let's not presume that it's going to be an easy way. But definitely going by form and going by reputation, and it definitely seems like India and Pakistan are likely to meet, if not thrice, definitely twice in this tournament.
Right, but what about the other title contenders in the 2018 edition of the Asia Cup? Who would be the contenders besides India and Pakistan to watch out for? Which would be the matches that you would keep a look at?
I would definitely go for Bangladesh. As I said earlier, they are a very, very dangerous side. They have, and they don't have that baggage of being also runs anymore in the shorter formats. They have upset Pakistan many times. We've been upset India. They've beaten India, if you remember, though it's very long time back, in the 2007 ICC Cricket World Cup in the West Indies. So they are used to being giant killers, and I feel this tournament is a perfect platform for them to be able to become title contenders also, because like I said, they are no longer minnows. Then you have, of course, Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a very dangerous T20 side. They've done extremely well in the last edition of the ICC Cricket World Cup, and as you know, they've recently even gotten their Test status. So they are progressing very, very strongly, and they go in with a plan. But like I said, I would tip Bangladesh to be the surprise package in this, and if at all there's a big contender, that would be Bangladesh from amongst the other teams.
Right, giant killers is what you're referring to them as. Well, Kedar Jadhav returns after an injury layoff. Is there a place in the playing 11 for the all-rounder? And also, a quick word from you on the absence of Virat Kohli.
I'll start with Virat Kohli. I think in the Asia Cup, while his presence is enormous as a player, as a batsman par excellence, as a chaser, as whenever he's led India in terms of his batting, be it especially while chasing a target, or setting a target, he's been phenomenal. No doubt we'll miss him, but like I said, let's not discount the likes of Rohit Sharma. He's got a massive record in the one-day format. This is once he gets going, there's no stopping him. He's very difficult to stop. And so therefore I don't see Virat being missed so much, simply because his back has to be managed. He's coming from a very tough tour of England, 5 Test matches. There are a few other Test matches also later this year, and I think given the priority he gives to Test cricket, the longer format, that's why they're preserving him. He needs rest for sure. And as far as Kedar Jadhav is concerned, yes, he's very likely a possibility. If I'm not wrong, we know with Hong Kong being the first match, it's going to be sort of a warm-up for the Indian team. That's where they're going to try out a few things, and Kedar is definitely going to get a look in over there.
Right, Neeru, well, stay with us. We'll be back with you to discuss more. But now let's take a short breather here on Sports News. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Keep watching DD News.
चला जा। ये बड़े पापा का।
गाली और नहीं खाना। हाँ।
ये किसका पता है? ये चिक्की का हिस्सा।
चिक्की का हिस्सा चिक्की खुद खाएगी। वो अब 6 महीने की हो तो गई है।
उसके लिए मसला हुआ खाना अलग से बना के रखा है। जा अम्मा को दिया।
अम्मा
6 महीने बाद बच्चे को माँ के दूध के साथ घर का खाना दें ताकि वो तेज और तंदुरुस्त बने। याद रखिए, एक बार नहीं 3-4 बार खिलाएं।
शाबाश।
It's the Super Middleweight Championship tournament on the line to defend his title.
India's top boxing champion has tested positive for doping,
bringing disgrace to the country.
परफॉर्मेंस एनहांसिंग ड्रग्स न सिर्फ आपका स्पोर्ट्स करियर बल्कि आपकी शोहरत, सेहत और जिंदगी सब छीन सकती हैं। परफॉर्मेंस कुछ दिनों की, पछतावा जिंदगी भर का।
भारत सरकार का अल्पसंख्यक कार्य मंत्रालय सीखो और कमाओ और गरीब नवाज कौशल विकास योजना के तहत एक सैनिटरी सुपरवाइजर्स की टीम तैयार कर रहा है, जिसमें लाखों युवा साफ सफाई के आधुनिक तरीके सीखकर काम भी पा रहे हैं। हमारे प्रिय प्रधानमंत्री का मिशन स्वच्छ भारत, स्वस्थ भारत।
जल्दी आओ। पैसे ले लिए ना? बस
इतनी।
अरे कहाँ जा रहे हो?
अरे भैया,
ये पैसे?
रात से मुन्नी को बहुत तेज बुखार है। डॉक्टर को दिखाने क्लिनिक जा रहे हैं।
अरे यार, बाप बन गए हो, समझदारी नहीं आई। सरकारी अस्पताल में बहू का जांच और डिलीवरी सब मुफ्त हुआ था ना?
हाँ, तो
मुन्नी को वहीं लेके जाओ ना। अरे वहाँ पे 1 साल तक के बच्चे का इलाज मुफ्त है।
जल्दी जाओ।
जननी शिशु सुरक्षा कार्यक्रम में माँ के लिए गर्भावस्था और डिलीवरी से जुड़ी जांच और इलाज और बच्चे के लिए 1 साल की उम्र तक जांच और इलाज की सुविधाएं पूरी तरह मुफ्त। दवा, जांच, आना जाना, नॉर्मल या ऑपरेशन वाली डिलीवरी, उस वक्त अस्पताल में रहना, खाना और 1 साल तक के शिशु का इलाज भी। तो आज ही अपने नजदीकी सरकारी अस्पताल से संपर्क करें। हर माँ मजबूत, हर शिशु तंदुरुस्त।
Welcome back. Well, you're watching sports news and news now about the Davis Cup. For the third time in as many Davis Cup ties, India will be the travelling team when they play in and against Serbia in the World Group Playoff starting today. The first day features 2 singles matches with Ramkumar Ramanathan opening India's campaign against 5th seed Serbia with a match against Laszlo Dere. Dere is ranked higher than Ramkumar at number 86, but he is yet to win a match in the Davis Cup. On the other side, Ramkumar is placed 135 in the world, but is far more experienced, having played 6 ties with a 7-5 win-loss record. Left-handed Prajnesh Guneswaran, being the number 2 singles players from India, will take on Serbia number 1 Dusan Lajovic, the highest ranked singles player of the tie at number 56. The challenge for the Indian team, though, remains playing in away conditions. India will be contesting its 5th consecutive playoff match to return to the World Group. And we now go back once again to our guest in the studio, Neeru Bhatia, to discuss more. Well, how does one look at the Davis Cup tie? India playing against a very highly ranked side, 5th seeded Serbia.
Well, that's the beauty of Davis Cup actually. But it's a tough task, no doubt. It's a big challenge. We are without our top-ranked singles player, Yuki Bhamri. But having said that, I think this team under Mahesh Bhupti is a different proposition. They will not make it totally one-sided. I do have the confidence. We don't have a singles player who's inside top 100 at the moment, while they have one for sure. Serbia has one. Will they miss the services of Novak Djokovic? It's difficult to say.
There could be doubts, yeah.
But yes, I think the clincher would also be the doubles tie. Even in the last tie, before we were played in the World Group qualifying draw, the doubles was the clincher, and I think that will be the key. Sriram Balaji and Rohan Bopanna would be our main. Winning that tie would be key to everything.
Well, but even as Serbia is a very strong team, can we say that India has been improving inch by inch, step by step, getting better and better as the years have gone by? And is India much better this year than it was in the last tie?
As everybody knows, we do have a very glorious past in Davis Cup. We've reached the finals also. But that was many years ago, many decades ago, when Leander Pace was just 17 or 18. So that's a long time. We've had a slump of sorts in the last few years, where we were like languishing in the Asia-Oceania group. We were trying to get into the world group qualifying, and then we would be out soon. But this year, as everybody knows, if you look at the team, they've been doing extremely well. There's Ramkumar Ramanathan, Yuki Bhamri, there's been Prajnesh. They are all improving in their rankings, singles rankings, which is more important for us. If we have to do extremely well in Davis Cup, the key would be to have better ranked and very strong singles player, because we can't be depending on just the doubles tie each time. So I think that's going to be the key. But having said that, we have a captain in Mahesh Bhupati, who's always got an ace up his sleeves. So let's see how we try to take this on.
And for the Serbian team, they'll be playing at home. Would that be putting pressure on them, as India lost the last tie at home in Bangalore 2-3?
Well, see, the fact is that the whole charm of Davis Cup is the home and away, conditions. But having said that, this current set of boys are not novices to playing conditions over there on clay. They have played on the European circuit on clay. So it's not as if they are unused to it. That's always going to be tough, because they are coming from the US Open hard court season, and they'll be going into this. It is, I won't say that the playing on clay would be like the big enormous challenge that it seems to be. No, I think these guys are very confident about their abilities to be able to take on that challenge.
Right, and when we talk about the doubles tie along with Ramkumar Ramanathan, 2 singles tie is India's best bet at winning the tie. Is Ramkumar Ramanathan the idol?
Yeah, I think the whole key is for Ramkumar to win his first tie, set the pace, put that pressure on. That is going to be a real crucial thing, because that is what will set the tone. I think that's also going to give a lot of confidence going in. If the last Davis Cup tie that we had, where we lost closely 3-2, I think they gave a lot of fight to their opponents. They took it really, to the last point. But the key would be, yes, for Ramkumar Ramanathan to set the tone for the team.
Right, so a lot depending on Ramkumar Ramanathan, as our guest Neeru tells us. Thank you very much, Neeru, for joining us and for your invaluable inputs. And here in Sports News, it's time now for a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Each nook in Ajanta and Ellora narrates a handcrafted saga of life, love, art and mystery, echoing their best kept secrets. If you're listening, Ajanta and Ellora Caves, poetry engraved.
चला जा, ये बड़े पापा का।
दादी और नहीं खाना।
ये किसका पता है? ये चिक्की का हिस्सा।
चिक्की का हिस्सा चिक्की खुद खाएगी। वो अब 6 महीने की हो तो गई है।
उसके लिए मसला हुआ खाना अलग से बना के रखा है। जा अम्मा को दिया।
अम्मा
6 महीने बाद बच्चे को माँ के दूध के साथ घर का खाना दें, ताकि वो तेज और तंदुरुस्त बने। याद रखिए, एक बार नहीं 3-4 बार खिलाएं।
शाबाश।
नमस्कार नमस्कार नमस्कार। क्या भैया?
सेप्टिक टैंक शौचालय के लिए।
सेप्टिक टैंक, ये जब भर जाएगा तो कचरा कहाँ फेंकोगे? फिर से लौटा यात्रा शुरू। सुनिए, 2 गड्ढों वाले शौचालय के बारे में सुना है? नहीं सुना? आइए समझाते हैं। देखिए, 2 गड्ढा बनाइए। पहले वाला जब मल से भर जाएगा ना, तो ये चालू हो जाएगा, और साल भर के अंदर इसके अंदर जो मल है ये खाद बन जाएगा। इसे खाली कर दीजिए। इसी तरह शौचालय जो है वो आजीवन चलता रहे, न बीमारी फैलेगी न बदबू।
और पैसे?
अरे वो सेप्टिक टैंक से कई गुना सस्ता। हाँ, क्या समझे?
शौचालय 2 गड्ढों वाला ही बनवाना है,
और स्वच्छता को सदा अपनाना है।
मक्खी मेरी पतंग है, तेरी कहाँ से हो गई? दे दे, नहीं तो क्या? नहीं तो मैं अपने बड़े भाई को बुला के लाऊंगा, वो दे छोड़ेगा नहीं। हाँ, बुला ले, मैं भी किसी से डरता नहीं हूँ, मैं खुद अपना बड़ा भाई हूँ।
5 से 9 साल के बच्चे हर हफ्ते ले आयरन की सिर्फ एक गुलाबी गोली। ये खून में आयरन की मात्रा बढ़ाए, अंदर से बाहर तक एकदम सॉलिड बनाए। सरकारी स्कूलों और आंगनबाड़ी केंद्रों में निःशुल्क उपलब्ध। एनीमिया मुक्त भारत।
Welcome back. You're watching Sports News with me, Rukma. Well, Vijayveer Sidhu shot a gold in the 25-meter standard pistol event for junior men's in the ISSF World Championship in South Korea. Sidhu, who finished 4th in the 25-meter pistol Thursday, managed an individual score of 572 to finish ahead of Korean Lee Gun-haeok and China's Haoji Zhu. Vijayveer combined with Rajkawar Singh Sandhu and Adarsh Singh to claim the team gold on the last day of the prestigious competition. In the team competition, Sidhu, Sandhu and Singh totaled 1,695 to fetch the top honours, with Korea and Czech Republic settling for the silver and the bronze medals respectively. Gurpreet Singh clinched a silver medal in the senior men's standard pistol event, but it was India's junior shooters who continued to hold centre stage, snaring 2 gold medals. In the ISSF World Championship in South Korea, India were placed 3rd in the medals tally with 11 gold, 9 silver and 7 bronze medals for a total of 27, making this their best performance in the showpiece. And Kidambi Srikanth crashed out of the men's singles event after losing a marathon 3-game quarterfinal to draw curtains on India's campaign at the Japan Open badminton tournament on Friday. Just like his compatriots, fatigue seemed to have caught up with the 7-seeded Srikanth as he squandered a game's lead to lose 21-19, 16-21, 18-21 against Korea's Lee Dong-kyun in a duel that lasted an hour and 19 minutes. With Srikanth's exit, the Indian shuttlers' campaign at the Japan Open came to a halt as Olympic medalist and Asian Games silver medalist PV Sindhu and HS Pranoy crashed out in the previous rounds of the women's and men's singles event, respectively, on Thursday. In the men's doubles too, the Indians failed to progress, with the pair of Manu Atri and B. Sumit Reddy failing to go past the pre-quarterfinal stage on Thursday. The top 2 ranked football teams in the South Asian region clashed as Maldives square off against India in the final of the 2018 SAF Cup at the Bangabandhu Stadium in Dhaka on Saturday. India beat Pakistan 3-1 in the second semi-final, while Maldives made short work of Nepal 3-0 in the first semi-final. The Blue Tigers would like to bag a record 8th title, but the Red Snappers would aim to repeat the heroics from 10 years ago. Manchester City chairman Khaldoon Al-Mubarak says the club's journey is not complete despite reporting revenues in excess of £500 million last season. City's annual report to 30th June 2018 confirms they are the second English club to break the £500 million barrier. The club reported a profit for the 4th successive season, this time of £10.4 million and a wage revenue ratio of 52%. The healthy financial report comes 4 months after City won the Premier League by a record 19 points. Pep Guardiola's side also became the first to achieve 100 points and score in excess of 100 goals. City have just completed 10 years under the ownership of Sheikh Mansour's Abu Dhabi United Group. The Premier League will test video assistant referee technology across multiple games for the virtual VAR hub. There will be no communication with anyone on the ground at which the games are taking place. The trial limits the use of Russian midfielder Denis Cheryshev has been cleared of a doping violation after anti-doping authorities found no signs of irregular behavior. The 27-year-old on loan at Valencia from Villarreal was investigated after his father revealed his son had used growth hormone treatment. But Spain's anti-doping agency has now closed its investigation after finding no wrongdoing. Cheryshev played 5 World Cup games as host Russia reached the last 8. Tottenham goalkeeper Hugo Lloris will be out for several weeks with a thigh injury, but will retain the captaincy after his drink-drive conviction. The 31-year-old missed Spurs Premier League game at Watford on 2nd September and both of France's matches during the international break. On Wednesday, he was fined £50,000 and banned from driving for 20 months after admitting drink driving. Tottenham are fifth in the Premier League after they lost 2-1 to Watford, while Liverpool are top, having won all 4 games. And a much improved Scotland made a bright start to their Nations League campaign with a morale-boosting 2-0 win over Albania in Glasgow on Monday. Stephen Naismith atoned for a poor first-half miss to play a prominent part in both goals and give Alex McLeish his second victory since returning to the post in February. The Hearts striker will contest the credit for Berat Jimiciti's own goal opener in the 47th minute, but there was no doubt over the second. He later headed home to cap his country's confident response to last week's 4-0 humbling against Belgium. His goals mean McLeish's men have ended a run of 3 matches without scoring on home soil and, more importantly, joined their opponents on 3 points at the top of Group 1 in League C. And World Cup winners France enjoyed a celebratory homecoming as they paraded their trophy following Nations League 2-1 victory over the Netherlands. Backed by a party atmosphere in Paris, France took a deserved lead through Kylian Mbappe. Despite creating little, the visitors who failed to qualify for Russia 2018 found a way back through Ryan Babel. However, Olivier Giroud's smart finish with 16 minutes remaining was enough to hand Les Bleus the points in Group A1. And Wales suffered a sobering Nations League defeat in Denmark as Christian Eriksen's 2 goals inspired the hosts to a 2-0 victory. The Danes were back at full strength after their senior players boycotted Wednesday's 3-0 friendly defeat in Slovakia over a commercial rights dispute, and it was one of their returning stars, Eriksen, who gave them the lead with a low finish in the first half. The Tottenham midfielder scored his second after the break with a confidently struck penalty, awarded after Ethan Ampadu was judged to have handled a cross from Victor Fisher. Wales, who were competitive for long periods of the game, felt the decision was harsh, but Denmark's efficient display was ultimately enough to give them a winning start to the Nations League campaign. And Nico Schulz scored an 85th-minute winner on his debut as Germany came from behind to beat Peru 2-1. In a friendly Hoffenheim's, Schulz punished a poor clearance with a finish that squirmed under goalkeeper Pedro Galisi. Peru, who played at their first World Cup finals in 26 years this summer, took a shock lead through full-back Louis Advincula's low-drilled effort, but Germany levelled before half-time through Julian Brandt's dinked finish, with Schulz netting late on. Well, that's all we have time for in today's edition of Sports News. Until we meet again, keep watching DD News as news and updates continue. Namaskar.